Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The anticipation and excitement for this weekend's UK vs Australia showdown in the form of Dillian Whyte vs Lucas Browne, it's well and truly building. Fight week is now upon us. In this video, I want to talk about what this fight means to the heavyweight division at large, the edgy build-up that it's had, how I see it playing out, and a few other thoughts. Plus, I'll put a little information at the end on what events we can expect through the week. So fair to say, this Dillian Whyte Lucas Browne dust-up, it's one I've been looking forward to for a while. There is a genuine dislike between the pair. It's not fake beef. They don't like each other, and they've displayed it time and time again, especially through social media. Both have something to prove. For Whyte, it's that he's a legitimate force in the heavyweight division who's worthy of a title shot. And for Browne, it's his self-described road to redemption. And the reason he's trying to redeem himself is he won the WBA regular title in 2016 and was promptly stripped when he failed a drug test. Then 6 months later, he failed a further test. A lot does hinge on the outcome for both men. And remember, Dillian Whyte, he's ranked in all 4 sanctioning bodies' rankings, including at #1 in the WBC. He could have taken an easier stay busy fight and waited to be called as the WBC mandatory challenger. Instead though, and credit to him, he's letting it all ride by facing Lucas Browne. It's a high stakes gamble because it's really a sort of pick 'em 50-50 fight. As Whyte explained in The Gloves Are Off though, he took the fight, he decided to take it against Browne because he's a fighter and he needs to test himself and be active. So in that respect, you've got to respect the guy for taking the challenge. And also throw in Browne's recent woes. This really is a lifeline for his career, an opportunity that puts Browne immediately in contention for a world title should he beat Dillian Whyte. So they've both got it all to gain, it all to lose. There's a lot riding on this one. And the build-up, it's been an entertaining one. More so, I believe, because it's largely been played out in a sort of tit-for-tat way over social media. I mean, and really, when you consider what's been happening in recent years, there's been a sort of a trend, more of a move towards that sort of thing. But these guys have really played it out basically all through social media rather than through the mainstream media. And this has also been going on back and forth since they almost had a deal in place to face each other in October. So I'm not going to dwell on it all because if I did, it'd be a 30-minute video minimum. But here's a taste of it.
Look at him and sees a nasty bit of break, you know. He just looks nasty. He looks like chlamydia. One thing I want to say to you. Do you think you can come to my city and punch me in my face outside the ring and go back to Australia alive?
You're a dickhead anyway, but I still tell you, you're in fucking trouble hard. You are in hard trouble.
In terms of the build-up, one of the things that I've noted is just how much effort both guys have been putting in training camp. There's been a lot of clips coming up on social media, and from the outside looking in, it does look like they will both be coming in career best shape. And that really is a testament to the hard work and effort. And also, it should provide that there's no excuses afterwards, because if they get in there in good shape, put it all on the line, well, that's all we can ask for. So here's a quick look at some of what's been posted, and keep in mind Lucas Browne, because I want to come back to him in particular. So both guys clearly putting in the work. In terms of Lucas Browne though, he has said on more than one occasion in recent weeks that he's coming in heavy. 130 kgs. That's 286 pounds. That's a lot of beef to be hauling around the ring. I'm not really sure I believe him either. Just look at him. The way that he's moving. Look how fit he's looking. Look how strong he's looking. I think it's more likely that Browne is somewhere around 120 kilograms, which would be about 265 pounds. And he might be even a little lighter than that. So I think he might be exaggerating his actual weight. And why would he do that? Well, most likely to try put some doubt in the Whyte camp about how he might perform on fight night. I think many of us would agree that if Browne is 286 pounds on fight night or thereabouts, well, that could potentially work against him if the fight drags into the later rounds. I mean, sure, Browne, he's got power in both hands, but exhaustion, it can be very hard to grapple with. And remember, Browne was 113.1 kilograms for the Chigaev fight in 2016, and that's 249 pounds. So 249 versus 286, huge difference. And that Chigaev performance, that was a career best weight and performance. He took the strap. But I think, I think Browne may be foxing us a little bit with this 130 kgs. I think he's definitely going to come in lighter. And actually, if you look at him compared to the Chigaev fight, I actually think his overall conditioning is actually better now. He looks leaner. He looks fitter. It's a little bit hard to call these things, but he does look in better condition overall now. And we mustn't forget Dillian Whyte. As mentioned already, he's in great shape. And the one thing that's really amused me the most during the build-up was, in about a week's space, and this is going back a few weeks now, there was a series of neck exercises that Whyte kept posting to his social media. But I digress. So let's get to the nub of things. Who wins? This is something even now I keep ebbing and flowing on. I want to say Dillian Whyte because he's clearly the better overall technician. He's the younger man. He's been more active and he's got the form heading into it. But then, similar to Deontay Wilder, I look at Lucas Browne and those heavy hands and I think, actually, at any time, he could devastate Whyte and get through his defences. I think back to the heavy shot that Whyte took from the Helenius fight. That was in the second round, and I think, well, if Browne got Whyte hurt in similar fashion and he was still fresh, I think he'd close the show. So for me, it's a hard one to pick because I could see Whyte winning all of the rounds, or at least close to all of the rounds, and racing to a handy points decision. But then again, I could also see Browne landing something in those first 6 rounds where he will be at his most effective and stopping Whyte. And even then, he's going to carry his power late. He's shown he can do that and take guys out late on. So it's a real 50-50 sort of fight. Well, that's the way that I view it. But I would say that the longer the fight goes, the more I think it would favour Dillian Whyte. This is certainly a contest where if I had a bet on it, I'd be a bit nervous because I really don't know how it would go and all results are kind of in play because we mustn't forget Dillian Whyte's also got some power and he could well send Browne to the mat at some point. I could actually see both guys hitting the deck at some point or at least being in trouble at some point. But if I had to edge it, I'll go with Dillian Whyte 51 to Browne 49. And, I could see it going both ways, like I said, but I'll edge it to Whyte this time. Although I'm not really fussed about who wins, I just want to see a good bout and another sort of Whyte Chisora type of contest. It'd be great to see something like that. And actually, when you think about it, heavyweight fans for the month of March are spoiled for choice. Wilder Ortiz starting things off. We've got Whyte Browne this weekend, followed by Povetkin Price and Joshua Parker next weekend. And sort of below the contender level, there's also been a few other noteworthy prospects in action like Junior Farr and Joe Joyce. So in a way, there's been a lot going on, and some of the oxygen has been taken away from the Dillian Whyte and Lucas Browne dust-up because there's been so much going on. And it's a bit of a shame in a way, but, you know, it is what it is. Had it been maybe mid-April or mid-May, maybe it would have had some more eyeballs, some more attention. But it is what it is. Should be a good one. And in case you're in London and you're thinking of going to some of the Fight Week events, some information is on screen now. Okay, so what do you make of it all? Lucas Browne, Dillian Whyte. Who do you have? Who are you picking? How do you see this playing out? Do you think it's close like I do? Or do you think one of them is going to either race away with it on points or take the other out with a big punch? Let me know. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.